Hey everyone, I'm here to draft another arena. Hopefully OBS is behaving and not having any encoding lags. And I also put in the noise gate function to see if it would cut down on any background noise. So here, I'm going to pick Rogue again. Obviously, the last Rogue I had went 8-0 in the first night, and then I took a break and then I went 0-3. I actually thought I would get to 12 there, but I should have just finished the run. But here, I'm going to go for another successful run here. So here, um, it's obviously between SI7 and Stampeding Kodo. SI7 is just a better card than Kodo. You're looking for smaller cards with Rogue typically, and the combo is pretty effective with the small drops the Rogue has. Here, Dark Iron, Flame Juggler, and Mechanical Yeti. They're all cards you can't really go wrong with, to be honest with you. I'm gonna go with Dark Iron. Uh, yeah, it's can't really explain it, but I'm just gonna go. I feel like the +2 is gonna come in handy a lot in removal situations. Yeti is a great card too. Flame Juggler is a little bit less. It's one of the better 2 drops, but it's not in the same tier as the other two. But I'm gonna go with Dark Iron. So these aren't great picks. Um, these two are below average, I'd say, and the Elven Archer is average at best. Because rogues have some kind of synergy with 1-drops being combo enablers, and this does damage, so it's like, like a typical rogue effect. I'm going with the Elven Archer. Here, Archmage, Shiv, and Mech Warper. Shiv is not. It's a card that helps you draw, but the damage is negligible, and well, you really do want the draw, but at the same time, I don't find Shiv too useful outside of a Miracle deck in Constructed or Malygos deck. Archmage is okay, but I'm not too big on it. And I want to start, though I'm picking for value now, having a 2-drop wouldn't hurt here if none of the cards blow you away, and Mech Warper is pretty good too, since it allows the mechs to be cheaper. So here's a. It's either going to be between Piloted Shredder and Defias. I'm going to go with the Piloted Shredder. It's just an elite card. Defias is pretty good, but I wouldn't say it's in the same level as Piloted Shredder in terms of value. So here, Stone Skin Gargoyle is not worth picking in any situation. Gnomish Inventor is okay. It'll help me draw. War Golem is a big drop, but I'm going to wait for better options. So Stone Splinter, Trog, Clockwork, Gnome, Sprint. I may just go with the Sprint just to close out, just to make sure I have card advantage in situations when we're both down cards. These are solid early game cards, but I'm gonna go for the value here. Micro Machine, Salty Dog, Bluegill. It's gonna be the Micro Machine here. It's the closest thing that resembles being worth its value. Bluegill is spot removal, I'd say at best. Salty Dog has this really aggressive distribution that doesn't. To win more card, I'd say. Not too useful to play on curve, and Micro Machine satisfies 2-drops, and it could get out of hand if they can't stop it. Against classes that can't ping, or they don't have removal, it's going to get out of hand. So, it's obviously going to be Mind Control Tech here. It's just a dangerous card tool to have if your opponent doesn't play around more and more people are playing around MC Tech. They're becoming smarter in the arena. Crazed Alchemist is average. Not a great distribution, but it's good for its effect. Coliseum Manager is also average, so I'm going to go with the Mind Control Tech, which is better than average. Here it's going to be clearly Knife Juggler. Yeah, it's just really good at taking out stuff that, like, the other options aren't too compelling either. So Ravenholt, one of the weaker drops, 7 drops. And Murloc Tidecaller doesn't have any value. So here it's Razor Fen, Dragonhawk, Micro Machine. I'm going with another Micro Machine. Here's Sap, Fen Creeper, and Pit Snake. So it's either between Sap or Pit Snake. I think I'll go with the Sap. It's a hard removal. Good tempo card. Pit Snake is a pretty good card too, but I'm gonna wait for another one later. Sap is pretty good. Shadow Pan, Silver Moon, Cavaldier. It's gonna be clearly Shadow Pan here. 6/7 for 5 is pretty good. Yeah. Noyatron, Amani, Anubar. It's gonna be one of the 2 drops in this pick. I'm gonna go with the Amani, just because it has the 2 damage and could ramp up a little. Noyatron's okay too. It's can't really go wrong with either. Stranglehorn, Silverhand Regent, Tomb Spider. Stranglehorn is the best, I'd say here. It's a 5/5 for 5, which is pretty good in the arena. Silverhand, less value for rogues because of the Inspire mechanic. And Tomb Spider is not a bad card either, but more often than not, the beasts you get aren't that great. They're not like Museum Curator, Death Rattle discoveries. They're like Myexna or Iron Fur. Not the best options. So these are pretty good cards, the rogue cards at least. Shadow Pan and Goblin Auto Barber. I'm gonna go with a Goblin Auto Barber. It's pretty good for establishing the early game. I don't have anything that resembles poison or anything like that. Yeah. Gives me another 2 drop as well. Sinister Strike, Sap, and Huge Toad. So I already drafted a Sap earlier. And the second one's going to have less value, so that means I'm going to take Huge Toad. Tide Hunter, Torn Warrior, South Sea Deckhand. It's going to be South Sea Deckhand here just because I'm a rogue, and it's going to be like a bluegill basically, but 1 cost. And if I get something like Cold Blood or Tinker's Oil, it could be a finisher. Very flexible. Huge Toad, Volcanic Drake, Frost Alley. It's going to be Frost Alley here. My 2 drops seem pretty well established. In the meantime, I need bigger stuff. Frost Alley is a pretty good one. Nerubian Egg, Summoning Stone, Shady Dealer. It's going to be Shady Dealer here. I have 1 Pirate already, and it'll help fill up some of this middle game for me. And the others don't really have any value because I have nothing to trigger it, or I have a Dark Iron, but more often than not, it's not going to be too useful. And Summoning Stone's not useful because I don't have too many spells. Pit Snake, Oasis, Snapjaw, Tomb Pillager. So it's gonna be one of the rogue cards. I'm gonna go with let's see. I have 10 picks left. My early game is pretty well established, honestly. Tomb Pillager. It's not a bad card either. I'm gonna go with the Pit Snake here. Here's Sap, Frost Alley, or Wisp. Might go with I'm gonna go with another Frost Alley. It's just like a sap, but it's a 5/5 body. I'll take it. Assassin's Blade, Ancient Brewmaster, Goblin Auto Barber. It's gonna be Auto Barber again. Ship's Cannon, Nightblade, Iron Fur. Well, I'll go with the Iron Fur here. I've more than enough 2-drops, I think, to get by. Ship's Cannon has the deckhand, and I don't have any other pirates right now. Trigger anything. Black Wing Tech, Silver Moon, Gold Shear. I'm gonna go with Silver Moon here just to shore up some of the middle game. I have too much early game right now. Raptor, Booty Bay, Gold Shear. Go with the Raptor, I guess. I'm not a big fan of Booty Bay. Okay, so Goblin Auto Barber, Frost Alley, Assassinate. It's gonna be Assassinate here, just for my second hard removal. Sure deal. I never feel good about Sap for whatever reason. It's just so they could play things again. Frost Alley Array, I have 2 of them. Goblin Auto Barber, I have 2. It's not a bad card to have, but I'd rather have the hard removal here. Cult Master, Gorilla Bot, Tomb Spider. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually have 6 mechs here. I'm gonna go with the Gorilla Bot. It's not crazy, I don't think. Cult Master will win you games for sure, but I have a sprint, so I'm not too concerned about my card advantage here. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Gorilla Bot. I have 6 mechs. Deadly Poison, Rockjaw, Trog, and Sprint. It's gonna be Deadly Poison to show up my early game here. Sprint, I already have one. You don't need 2 sprints in the arena. Trog's not a bad pick, honestly, but Deadly Poison has more value. Final pick. Clockwork, Sea, Molten, 3 Giants. It's either be Sea Giant or Molten Giant, honestly. I'm gonna take the Sea Giant, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Sea Giant, I think. Because you need a lot of stuff on the board for it to trigger.